like the kid says, the best gifts are always a surprise. So if a happy ending is staring you right in the face, then just say, all right, I guess I'll take it.
You a Merry Christmas, baby. Merry Christmas, and such happiness.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Best to not fight gravity, best to not fight reality. Reality is the undisputed champion of the world, and reality is that there's no such thing as a permanent blue state or red state. California could go red in my lifetime, and so could New York. They were red states not too long ago, actually. Chicago, one of the greatest untold stories of the 2024 election was that all of the Chicago suburbs swung wildly for Trump by double digits. Ladies and gentlemen, things are changing, and they change quickly. Everything happens slowly and then all at once. This is what's happening in Canada right now, and it's been happening for quite a while. I give you here, Exhibit A. Mick Jagger, Rolling Stones lead singer, very, very famous musician, walking on stage and saying the name Justin Trudeau at his concert inside of a liberal city. Listen to the response.
I mean, we love your Mr. Trudeau. I mean, his family's always been such big fans of our band.
Look at the expression on his face. Look at that. Look at this. Oh my God. It's like, it's amazing, like the moment that people break outside of the bubble and then see exactly how utterly unpopular people are in the real world. Joe Biden saw that. Kamala Harris saw that in the 2024 election. And now Justin Trudeau is seeing that, not just inside of Canada, but inside of his own party. Crowd boos for Justin Trudeau as he takes the podium to speak at the American Indigenous Games. Oh man, this is completely brutal. If the Mick Jagger concert people and the Indigenous Games people think that you're a complete fumbling, bumbling jackass who is so busy waving at non-existent crowds that you trip over a potted plant here, who's he waving at exactly? Well, you know, eventually you're fighting gravity. Eventually you're fighting reality. Justin Trudeau has been so thoroughly humiliated by President Trump, so embarrassed, President Trump trolling him, saying that he's a governor of America's 51st state, humiliating him at Mar-a-Lago, the Canadian version of SNL, roasting and ripping Justin Trudeau. And Trump continues this onslaught. Justin Trudeau doesn't have an answer to it. And now those around Justin Trudeau, the closest people to Justin Trudeau, are quitting. And now Canada is officially seeing light at the end of the tunnel for what life will be like without Justin Trudeau as their humiliating prime minister. Canada finance minister quits after clash with Trudeau over Trump tariffs and spending. Canada's finance minister, Chrystia Freeland, quit on Monday after clashing with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on issues including how to handle possible UF tariffs. In the stinging resignation letter, Freeland dismissed Trudeau's push for increased spending as a political gimmick that could hurt Ottawa's ability to deal with the 25% import tariffs President Donald Trump is likely to impose on Canada. In the resignation, Freeland, also served as Deputy Prime Minister, is one of the biggest crises for Trudeau since taking power in 2015. 2015, geez. So he's been in power for a decade? It's crazy. Like, we limit it to 8 years, and that feels like forever down here, right? Like in America, like 8 years of a presidency is like, get out, you know? Felt like Obama presidency like lasted forever. But Trudeau is sitting here, been prime minister for a decade plus. It also leaves him without key ally when he is on track to lose the next election by the official opposition Conservatives. Canadian Broadcast Corp cited sources that say that, Justin Trudeau may actually be resigning. That's right. So let me give you a couple of good reasons why Justin Trudeau will resign. One, this is what the polling looks like in Canada. This is Justin Trudeau's Liberals, and there is the red, and blue is the Conservative. It's like a swap from what we have down here. Anyway, blue are the good guys, red are the bad guys, and holy smokes, check that out. Collapse. Right now, if the election were held today, it would be the biggest landslide and bloodbath that Canada has ever seen. Again, blue is conservative. You can see here how the entire country would go blue. The prediction for seats show that Justin Trudeau would lose hundreds of seats in Canadian Parliament. So yeah, he would be losing to this guy right here, Pierre Poilievre. Pierre Poilievre is responding to reports that Justin Trudeau is effectively run the government into the ground and that nobody's in charge. Reports that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is considering resigning too, according to CTV News. Sources have reportedly told the outlet that Trudeau is considering resignation and may address Parliament today. Sources tell CTV News that the Prime Minister has conveyed to the cabinet that he is considering just a full-scale resignation of the office and potentially planning to address Parliament this afternoon, and that would trigger an election. Pierre Poilievre is the landslide leader and favored victor in that election and would make a much better counter to Donald Trump, as, well, they're both conservatives, and many people say that Pierre Poilievre is kind of like Canada First guy. He has a very different style of Donald Trump. He's very much more like the J.D. Vance style, but he's Canada First. Here's what he had to say upon this news of Justin Trudeau.
Mr. Trudeau is being held in office by one man, Jagmeet Singh. A fifth of Liberal MPs have written a letter for him to resign. His deputy prime minister has walked out on him. His housing minister has quit. That on top of numerous other female ministers who stormed out after his appalling mistreatment and abuse and dishonesty towards them. 80% of Canadians have lost confidence in this Prime Minister. So why is Jagmeet Singh making the entire country wait for him to get his pension? That is the question today.
So they're going hard for Justin Trudeau. They are looking to politically scalp this guy. Liberal members of Parliament have come forward to publicly demand Trudeau's resignation. Here are the statements from this guy, Chad Collins. It's obvious that Canadians across the country feel the same way that I would, and I want him to leave. Publicly, I reiterate my request that the Prime Minister step down and initiate party process to take the country in a new direction. Canadian Prime Minister is considering resigning immediately. This is all of the news right now. Justin Trudeau is seeing a total and complete backstab by his cabinet. Freeland resigns, and then it started an avalanche of people losing confidence in the Trudeau government, which is totally and completely in shambles. Again, these are members of his own party demanding that he resign. Justin Trudeau right now. Yeah, the Roman Senate. Yeah. So we'll see if he addresses Parliament. I mean, listen, his own foreign ministers and finance ministers and like members of his own administration are all sabotaging him and stepping away. Leader of Canada's new Democratic Party, Jagmeet Singh is his name, calls on Justin Trudeau to resign. Oh boy. Following Trump's tariff threats. So now this dude has officially said Justin Trudeau needs to resign. He's a left-winger. He's absolutely crazy. He doesn't control that many seats, but a coalition between him and the Liberal Party is actually what keeps Justin Trudeau in power. Now he's calling on Justin Trudeau to resign. Yikes. Big yikes. This is actually insane. Freeland resigns 2 hours before the full budget was to be presented. And then everybody else who's supposed to take the take the order of secession, they all resign as well. That's not good.
Speaker, just to underline the chaos we're faced with here, the finance minister resigned the day she was to present the fall budget, which was going to contain a massive deficit overrun. The job then went automatically to the industry minister, who immediately resigned, like on the spot, which then went down the line, and the next person in order was the famous two Randys. And they're not available to do the job either. We're now less than 2 hours away from the fall economic update. Why won't the Prime Minister have the courage to come in here, present it himself, and put it for a confidence vote tonight?
Hell yeah, baby. Love seeing him take the gloves off in Canada. Great people in Canada. Things are popping off in Canada, says Canadian Viva Fry. Looks like they're going to trigger an election. Here's Pierre Poilievre in Parliament absolutely observing that Justin Trudeau has lost total control of the Canadian government.
Prime Minister has lost control. But he is clinging to power. We knew that he had lost control of the borders, of immigration, of spending, of inflation, of the cost of housing. But now he has lost control of his cabinet. The vice prime minister, the deputy prime minister, the minister of finance has stepped down, and she stepped down hours before presenting Canada's fall economic statement with an enormous deficit. When will we have an election?
The reason why Justin Trudeau doesn't want an election? I can show it to you in one chart. Okay, fine, 2 charts. There you go. That's why. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no way he's going to survive this. Luckily, he has a retirement plan back home in Castro's Cuba. He has a nice little hut on the beach and a pina colada that you can drink back in your communist homeland as he's trying to make Canada a communist homeland. What a dirtbag, Justin Trudeau. It can't happen fast enough. Canada, you deserve better. Go get it.